life is meant to be lived and romanticized. I believe the correlation between the romanticization of your life and the fruits of that the fruits of romanticizing it, they're directly connected. I'm thinking about myself and how we're in the second month of the year and just how vastly different these first 2 months have looked compared to 2024 already. And there's so much more to go in 25. It just makes me smile because there's such power in it to show gratitude. And gratitude really is a cheat code, because if you're already grateful for the thing prior to it being there, I believe that facilitates its delivery to you a lot quicker. Because I think about when I didn't have a car. I was like, I know I'm going to get a car. I'm not even tripping. When it comes is when it's supposed to come. And now that it's come, I'm literally thinking every time that I get in and out of the car, like, man, wow, I'm so grateful for this joint. And it's a hoopty. But ain't no problem with hoopties. That is literally what I asked for. I was like, I just need something to get me from point A to point B. And that is exactly what it's doing. It's holding me down. And I'm so appreciative of it that I want to fix up my joint so that it ain't just a hoopty. It's my hoopty. So that's where the personalization of it, getting some seat covers and cleaning it and fixing one of the linings of the door, like all of that stuff. That's what I plan on doing. But you don't get to that space until you are grateful, in a space of gratitude for that thing. I really just be feeling like I be rambling on here, and I know that I do. But there is power in romanticizing your life. I went to an event recently, and they had a typewriter. And the joy that I felt from this typewriter, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to get wealthy, because the level of nostalgia in the items that I buy, it's about to be out of this world. I'm going to get me a typewriter. I'm about to get some of these old camcorders, handy camcorders. These old point and shoot cameras. Like vintage stuff is making its way back. And I just love it so much. Like, how player would it be, when you with your girl, when I'm with my girl, and I wrote her a love letter, but I typed it on a typewriter. Like, who is really doing that right now? Ain't nobody really doing that right now. Don't steal my idea. And if you do, just give a brother some credit where credit is due, okay? Romanticizing your life involves gratitude. If you are not grateful, then I have missed the first step of romanticization of your life. Dang, that word is hard to say. Like, if you ask me to say that 4 times in a row, I'm not getting it. I don't think I can make it past 2, if we're being honest. But yeah, you have to romanticize your life. And you have to be original. Oh my goodness, you got to be original. I was with my mentor yesterday, and we were talking, and he sent me a screenshot of a letter from Jeff Bezos to his employees of Amazon. And he was talking about how the universe wants you to be the same. And I don't think it's just the universe. I think it's society. that wants you to be the same. And the price that you pay for originality is the amount of work that you have to put in order to be distinctive and be different and really stand out. Like, I think about all of the artists today who we know and love and how they leaned into their originality as opposed to trying to be somebody else. You look at your Kendricks, you look at Doechii, you look at Doja Cat, you look at Lotto, you look at Flo Milli, you look at J. Cole, you look at Smino, you look at Saba. Like, you look at all of these different artists, and they're all in their own lane. And I think I spoke about this in one of the prior videos, but circling back from the sphere or the perspective of originality and romanticizing your life. And I guess how all of them, not all of them, both of them are intertwined. One thing I'm recognizing is life is about synchronicity. We are all connected and interconnected. The world is so big, but it's literally so small. So small. Do I have an example? I feel like I just told somebody how big... Oh, yes! Somebody just sent me a DM of a picture that I took with their son from... This had to be anywhere from 2016 to 2018. No, 2016, 2017, because I think I still was on the show. And I had met him... That was my phone. I met him a couple years ago at a screening for Dune. Yes, there was a screening for Dune. We chopped it up. We talked. It was cool. A vibe. And he was telling me, oh yeah, we've met before. And of course, I'm like, I need landmarks because I've met so many people. And it would just be hard to recall. And he literally sent me a photo of me with his son. And I was like, wow, what a small world. What a small world. And I never would have known that had we not met at the screening and kept in contact. And then for him to come across that and send that to me, it's just like, what? What is happening? I truly believe romanticizing your life involves having the mentality that life is what you make it, because that's literally it. I feel so good about my life, about the year ahead. It's already so great, so much better, so much better than previous years. And I don't even want to harp on previous years because that's the past. Like, it really no longer exists. We literally only have right now. But I would like to honor where I'm at and where I've been during that time as well too. I love that when I do these videos, I'm always in the bathroom doing my like skincare routine. Shout out to my girl Peace. That's one of my aces. That's one of my road dogs. You know, that's my home girl, straight up. Because she showed me the importance of skincare. That's why my skin be looking how I do. Shout out to her first. My skin was already pretty good, but like having this routine I think makes it that much better. And I am appreciative of her for that. Appreciate you putting me on game, PAs. That's what I call her. I call her PAs. I like to break my words up, you know. I think I'm gonna get into more videos where I don't have to teach y'all all the time. Sometimes I'll be feeling like, man, you doing a little too much teaching, but I can't help it, because when I learn something, the way that you're able to hold on to it and it enters your heart is if you share this information with somebody else. So when you're taught something, teaching it helps instill it in you even more. It becomes a permanent fixture in your life. I feel like the romanticization is, maybe that's just a for me thing. Maybe only I need that. But I really enjoy documenting the journey. I do. I really enjoy documenting the journey. It is something that I'll be able to look back on in the next few years. I'll be like, man, I remember that time. And it's frozen in time. So me being able to go back and literally see and be transported back to how I felt in those moments. Like I'm sure that if I was to, or when I'm able to come back and watch these videos, I just hope that I smile and be like, man, you came a long way. You came a long way. And that's so crazy to think about too, that so much time has already passed. Like, we are the new aunties and uncles. I was telling somebody about that last night. We're the new aunties and uncles, and nobody really told us that we were the new aunties and uncles. Like, there wasn't a ceremony to pass a baton or anything like that. So now we're the ones responsible for get-togethers, for cookouts, for family reunions. There was no handbook that was given down. Like, when I think about it, I don't really know. I don't know if we even really have family recipes, but like something to be proud of, passing down a tradition. I don't know if we have those for real, but in me and my brother's family, it's high key our responsibility now to be that and to do that. Set up those spaces to connect with family members, distant and close. Time flies. It don't wait for nobody. Do you hear me? It don't wait for no one. Oh man. And I guess that's the beauty of it, is that it just keeps going. And the thing that I keep saying, and I have to keep saying because it's so real, one thing about them tables, they always gonna turn. And that lets you know that whatever you're going through right now, whether good or bad, it will not last. It is always going to shift and change from how it feels in the present moment. So y'all have to, we have to love on our people. We have to be present every opportunity that we get. Like, on a whim, I just went to an event last night, and the guy who put the event on said that he threw it together in 2 hours. 2 hours. That would be insane. He put it together in 2 days. 2 days he put that bad boy together. And it was great. He super proud. Uber proud of him. And it was revitalizing, and I didn't expect it to be. To hear the headspace that he was in and how he maneuvered out of it. It's one of those things where it's confirmed, it's an omen, it's a sign, shout out to The Alchemist, that you're on the right path. Because I have been in that space for the last few months. Like, I have it written on a whiteboard above my bed. Create more than you consume. And sometimes you have to unplug. You have to step away and not put out content. And I put air quotes on it because even the way that we frame it is different. And I shared this with my mentor. We need to get back to art being just that. Art. You experience it, you take what you can or what you want from it, and leave the rest. There shouldn't be an expectation for what art can give you. There shouldn't be an expectation of what you deserve from it. There shouldn't be any ulterior motive to creating art other than creating it and putting it out. We shouldn't be worried about the accolades, the awards, the attention. We need to get back to creating it just 'cause, as an outlet, pure. I miss those days, but I do love that in those instances where there's nothing attached to the art other than the emotion that you felt and the inspiration that you felt to create it and putting it out there, it always receives the love that it's supposed to. I literally, in my mind, as I was saying that, made me think about Doechii and her album Alligator Bites Never Heal, and how she said that was, to me, it was a letter to herself, a way to stamp how she felt during that time, and the only way that she got through it, could get through it, was to write about it. And she won Grammys off of that. There is something beautiful, so beautiful, about being vulnerable enough to share the pain of whatever situation and how that resonates with so many people. Because that is the path, that is the way of the human experience. We are going to go through pain. That is inevitable. But what do you do with that pain? How do you transmute it? I'm pretty sure that's a word. Well, y'all will correct me if I'm wrong. I feel that that's a word though. But so the input that was, not the input, the energy that was given to me changing it so that what I put out is not the same thing that I got back. So for instance, if I was to have a conversation with someone, right, and they're telling me how much they dislike me or something that I've done, me taking that energy and not internalizing it, but changing it and giving it back as something else. So I got it as dislike, hate, whatever you want to call it, but I'm giving back love. Like, what? That's powerful. That was an okay example, but I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. And I just think that is so incredible that we have art to be the conduit of any emotion that we're feeling and be able to express it freely. I miss being free to express what it is that I want to express. And I believe that that's what this year represents for me, being free to create. That's why I get on here and I talk to y'all in my bathroom with just some underwear on, you know, because that was probably a lot of information. I probably didn't need to add that, but we're being vulnerable. And I think that's important. I think that's important to see me, somebody who I guess I would be considered a public figure, someone who's been on TV and is recognizable out in public, seeing a more authentic version that hasn't been seen by many people. I have my close-knit circle who gets a chance to see me in this way, but not y'all. And I thought that this would be a great space and opportunity to share with y'all just a little bit more. Because when you think about celebrity, that is putting someone on a pedestal, and it really divides. as opposed to bringing people together. Because you look at a celebrity like, oh, I can never be there. And because they have so much wealth and fame and notoriety, they almost don't feel human anymore. And I think this is a great way to debunk that myth and that type of thinking. Like, I am a human being. So in thinking about human beings, they have feelings. So I have feelings. So when people post stuff and they don't expect a response, and then when they get one, they be shocked, like, ooh, are you mad? Yes, because I'm a human being. Like, yeah, I don't like that you thought that you could say whatever about me. Because oftentimes we got keyboard warriors, and as we all know, you behind that screen typing away. But if you had the opportunity to say this thing to my face, you know good and well that you would never utter that type of hate, vitriol, whatever you want to call it, whatever projection, negative projection you got going on, you would never put that on somebody else. Not in person, not unless they was your friend. But even then, like, I didn't ask for that. I didn't sign up for that, if we being real. And it's not my responsibility to check you on your projections on me. That's you. These are your projections. Why are you projecting that on me? I went off on a tangent. But the overall message that I want y'all to get from this is that we are all growing. Every one of us. And I don't mind putting a spotlight on that growth in a way that hasn't been shown before. Like, I don't know many, really don't like that word, more publicly recognized people sharing just everyday life. I think it is missed. It's something that's not ever really talked about. It's not represented. And I think it should be. So I'm doing it. Maybe that's part of the reason why I'm doing it. But again, I just need an outlet. And this is an outlet for me. Like, I started The Artist Way. And in The Artist Way, they have something called the morning pages. And you literally just write everything and anything that comes to your mind without judgment. And I feel like this is the morning pages for me. Granted, I don't do this every day, but on the days that I do it, I always leave it being like, oh, that was good. I'm glad that I got that out. And even if nobody watched these videos are going to help me. They are already helping me. And I think there's beauty in that. And that gets back to the overall message of what I'm saying about creating freely. Even if nobody watched this, even if nobody knew who I was, getting in this bathroom and sharing the thoughts and ideas that I have that spring into my head and posting them. There's a power in that. So if y'all have anything that y'all have wanted to do, that y'all have put off for a long time, please find a way to do it. It's so liberating. I love this. And it speaks to the motto that I have adopted for this year and beyond. Create more than you consume. And this is the year of YouTube, and I was not playing. And it's going really well. We only in our second month. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. Shout out to every one of y'all who have subscribed, joined the community. Whether it was initially for me or not, I appreciate y'all. And I hope that y'all stay to actually get a chance to know me. And grow with me. I think that's important too. Because I don't look at y'all as fans. I look at y'all as supporters. And I think there's a difference. And that difference is fans are... they're not really connected to you. Like, they are in support of your art, but may not necessarily be in support of you. Supporters, I think there is still a level of humanity that's involved. You know, when you think about a fan, it's like, I think of a fan as a consumer waiting for a product. And once that product is out, then they continue buying that product. But that doesn't mean that they support the company per se. Supporters are ones who recognize, like, oh, you haven't been around for this amount of time. You know, maybe send a message on Discord or Instagram DM or YouTube comments. Hey, haven't seen you in a while, just checking in, hope you're good. Like, it's something about that. It's super touching. It's so endearing, so thoughtful. And I appreciate it all. I appreciate it all. So this one is more like this was a quick tangent, I'm not gonna lie. This was definitely a tangent. I was all over the place. But I think moving forward, that's okay. For this to be a space where I'm kind of all over the place. I think in talking to my mentor, thinking about the conversation that my mentor and I had, I'm working on being less polished. I want to be more real. And in reality, we don't got it all together. Nobody has it all together. You learn along the way. And I think this is just a part of that journey. So, that's it for my spiel. I'm proud of you. If nobody's told you, I'm proud of you. Keep going. I know it gets tough, but you got this. You got this. And that difficulty that you're facing on the other side is a beautiful reward. And you just have to keep working towards it. If it's worth it, anything worth having is worth fighting for. And you got to remember that. Alright? Peace and love.